Did you know that 97% of the people who visit your website you have no clue about? Would you like to have them back so you could sell to them? Join me today! What if I told you that you could fill your calendar every month, month after month, by learning one simple technique? 3 Minutes to Yes can teach you how to do that. I'm Steve Sapato, and I created the course 3 Minutes to Yes, and I promise that this one simple course will change your life. Hey, I'm Steve Sapato, your host for the Know, Like, and Trust podcast, where we help you grow your business and grow yourself. Your personal experience goes on forever, and that's what we want for you. And today I've got Michele Swinick. She's the lead whisperer, right? She helps you uncover the 97% of the visitors who leave your website without ever converting. Now, did you know 97% didn't convert on your website? Do you know you only got 3% of the people who ever show up? Anyway, Michele is here. She's going to tell us all about it so that we can start making a lot more money, right, Michele?
Oh yeah, Steve-O. How are you today, my friend? You're
I
looking
am.
good.
Yeah,
I
I'm
love
really
that
great. This
blue.
is
I love that
fun.
blue.
Thanks,
I love
thanks.
that blue. So I'm going to say it again because I'm glad that you mentioned the 97%. And about most of the sites lose 97% of their visitors. They leave, okay, leave without filling out a form, booking a call, or even purchasing. And that is money that is walking away. That is money that is leaking out of your business, everybody. It's, it's
Yeah,
leaking out.
and I think that's the real challenge, isn't it? I mean, everybody says you got to put some kind of a lead magnet. You don't want 10 or 20 lead magnets out there, but you got to have one or two, like a video. You say, hey, this is what I'm offering, and you came to this site, so put a video or something out where you can capture their information, and still 97% of the people
Leave.
won't convert.
They
Why?
won't
Why is
convert.
that?
Is multiple reasons. Sometimes, well, you have to keep in mind the attention span of the average person used to be longer than a goldfish. Now it's shorter than a goldfish. It's 5 seconds because TikTok has ruined it for the whole, ruined humanity. TikTok has destroyed humanity. So you only have them for a couple seconds. And something might have come up. Okay, so maybe the doorbell rang, or somebody came home, or they got a shiny object over here, or maybe their site was a little too hard to navigate. Okay. We found that out. And I'm going to give you a couple scenarios because I want you to go do another face like that. And one of the clients that we had, they did a survey to the people that they were now remarketing to, because these are the people who left, the 97%. We captured their leads. Like, basically, our solution's pretty simple. I'll just give you the gist. So those of you who are already trying to tune out, I'm going to rope you back in right now. I'm going to rope those people that are hesitant to stay to
Okay,
learn how to change your
Folks, if
business.
you're out there listening, which you are, obviously you wouldn't have heard me. If you're out there, I want you to start thinking, how can they get those 3%? And that's what she's going to share with you. I mean, how do we get those 3%? What about the 97%? If they don't fill anything out, aren't they just gone?
No, they're not gone. So here's the scam on business, everybody. So the big companies like your Facebook, now Meta, Google, all these search engines, they know who goes to your website. They just don't tell you. Okay. Small to medium sized business has been getting hosed for a long, long time. So that's why they say data is king, and all this data that they're selling, that your data, they're compiling it. They have it. So when somebody goes to your website provider or your website service, or whoever, you pay all this extra money to, they might have said, you had 1,000 visitors this month. And you go, okay, well, who came? Well, we don't have that. Well, I need to know that, because if I had 1,000 people and I didn't get 1,000 people, or
Yeah.
even 970 people clicking on my stuff, it doesn't matter if I had one person or 1,000. If they all left, what good is it that I had 1,000 people? They have that data. Okay. So they know who
Now,
comes to the
wait, are you
website.
saying my website has that data?
The people that are like the Google. Okay.
Okay,
The
yeah,
Google
Google.
has that.
Well,
The big guys, the
and put
big
it
guys have that
and
data.
put it in perspective. If you talk about something, you can talk about something at your home, and Alexa hears it, and suddenly you're getting the ads on your phone. You ever
Mhm.
wonder that? You go, "Hey, how did they know?" Well, this is how they know, right,
Because
Michele?
they know. So there's tracking and everything, because it's you're leaving a trail. Okay. It's like, anything that you're doing, you're leaving a trail on what you're doing. It's just that information is not really available to people, right? So what we've done is we have created something amazing where we're allowing the small to medium sized business owners to play with the big boys. Okay. Play with the big boys. So it's pretty simple. This is the solution to so many people's problems. We identify who comes to your site, who's already going to your site, who has left at 97%. And we also then add buyers who are searching for what you are selling right now. Okay, so there's two components to it. So let me give you this example. So not all the 97% of the people can be identified. Why? Some use a VPN, which now do you understand the value of a VPN? Your site, your information that you have, your full profile of you as a human being is now not traceable. Okay, so maybe some people after watching this, they're going to go, I'm going to get that VPN. All go right ahead, right? Go right ahead. That's what you want to do. And some people have blocked out their information. It's a very small amount, but the rest of us are all out there. All of our information is completely public. Okay. So what our proprietary technology does is it takes the information of the people that came to the website, and then we are cross-referencing what we can get out of that that some of that information that you have as a your impression, right? Because you're clicking, right? So there's some things there. We cross-reference that with about 40 different types of databases and then come up with actually verifiable and contactable information for those people. So it'll be the name, the phone number, the email address, the mailing address, right? Depending on what kind of marketing you want to do. Their income range, the company that they work at, do they own a home? Their age range. So you have all these demographics that are key when you're trying to find out who the buyers are, who your borrowers are, your clients, your customers. We compile that together. AI is part of it. Sometimes it's proprietary documentation information, and we put it all into, like, as our developer calls it, a washing machine. And then he takes out what's the washing machine, puts it in a blender, and then goes like this. Here's your leads. Here's your list of leads, everybody. So here's what the activity was. So we do a 7-day free trial. We put a pixel on your website. Okay. So now that the traffic is being traced and it is being tracked. This is the traffic that comes to your website, those 97% of the people that leave. So then after a week of compiling this data, then we do our thing on our end. And now all of a sudden you have a list of anywhere on the low end, 15 to 25%, on the high end, 50 to 60% of the people that have been visiting your website. So you have an overall, upside down. They have an overall, they wouldn't even notice if I didn't point it out. So they have you have overall profiles of people. So not only do we hand you the leads, there are companies that do similar things. They don't have they're not giving you as accurate information, right? They're not cross-referencing as much, and they're also not giving you the leads. We'll hand them to you. So you paid for these. You paid for them twice. You paid to get them to your site, and then you have paid us to find out who went to your site.
Wow.
So now you actually have the names and all the information, the data we handed to you. We also have a CRM system set up so that the leads will go into a CRM system, and then we already have these emails into a funnel, so then that the people, those leads that we have now tracked that have come to your website, we are then now set up. So it's like basically a turnkey. So now you're marketing to them, but you don't have to use the CRM. If you want to pick up the phone, pick up the phone. You have your own
So
CRM,
let me
your
ask,
own marketing. You can do that. But for the first time, Steve, people don't have to rent their own clients. They don't have to rent their own leads. They have their own data that, again, they've paid for, because
so
you
let me
spent
ask,
the
let me ask the
time.
listeners out there. I'm going to ask
Yeah.
the listeners, do you think you'll be able to close more business from people who already came willingly to your site, or from cold leads that you're trying to track down someplace? Because I mean, I buy leads at different places for speaking. So I'm on the phone calling these people, emailing these people, and 99% of them never get back with you. Oh,
Right.
or do you think I'd be better off with people who came to my website to see if I was a good speaker or if I had something to offer, and I contacted them off of that? I say, hey, I saw you visited my site. Which do you think would bring you more money? I bet it's the second. And that's what Michele is the expert in. That's where her genius lies, is in bringing those people to you so that you can contact them because they've already contacted you. Right, Michele?
Exactly. You're talking about your know, like, and trust, right? Right. This is your podcast. That's pretty much the theme to your whole podcast. So these people already know about you. They don't know enough, And again, keep in mind, the reason why they left isn't necessarily because they didn't like you or they didn't want to buy your thing. The timing could have been off, or they, like I said, you got interrupted. People have very short attention span.
And wait,
One of the,
and she said something earlier, which was maybe your website's too. I've seen people with way too much crap going on in there, and I've seen people with not nearly enough. See, we get affected
Mhm.
as a speaker and a personality coach. I tell people all the time, you have 3 to 4 seconds from the time the people see you to they make a determination about you. That's the same with your website. If they get
Mhm.
there and they're like, "Oh, wow," and then they go, "Boom," they're gone. Or it might be too simple. If it's too
Mhm.
simple, I go, I'm not sure they got enough going on. And so they don't
Mhm.
necessarily trust that you are the person who can do what you say you do. So there's so much going on. You get the opportunity that Michelle's going to give you.
Yeah, the one of the clients, it was like 53.6% because they were now they have the lead. So they've asked the people, why did you leave? What happened? Right? In the emails that we
Oh,
have automatically going out. They
yeah.
said so you're getting to know your audience better also. And I'll give you another example after I share this. So about 53.6%, it was in that range, said your site was too hard to navigate. That's why I left. So now you've got these people in your funnel and you are marketing to them using our methods or yours, whatever. Again, this is your own data. You keep this. So it's the first time you're going to get your own data, right? You're getting your own leads. So look at the power of that, Steve. You just got advice that you is priceless to go ahead and redo your website appearance so that you could start capturing that some of that 97%. Because half of the people, over half, 53%, said your site was too difficult.
And I'm going
So
to interject here too.
look at that.
I've been helping people for decades, okay? And
Mhm.
I always ask, I go, okay, so here's the web designer, the person who builds the web builder, right? And they're usually the people who designs a site. And so my
Mhm.
question to a lot of people when I look at their site and I'm like, and I go, okay, who designed your site? And they go, well, my web builder. I go, your web builder has the technology to build the site. And they go, yeah. I go, but they aren't necessarily versed in aesthetically what works. So if you were to get feedback from people, and a lot of them said, "Boy, your site is just too complicated," you could argue it. You could say, "I think they're just messed up," right? Or
Mhm.
you could go out and find a web designer, somebody who actually knows how to design websites and not necessarily build them. I can design a fabulous website for you. I couldn't build it for you for the life of me, right?
Mhm.
But I know what aesthetically appeals. I know where something should be. I know how it should look. I know when pictures are bad. I know when videos don't take. I know all that stuff. Now, I'm not saying you should hire me. That's not what I'm saying here. I'm saying you need to go out when you find this information and fix what you need to fix
Mhm.
so that fewer people leave. So instead of being 97% who leave, maybe it's only 92%. That's still a huge
Still a
increase
lot.
if you've got a lot of traffic. But the
Mhm.
real question is, do you want the people who came looking for you so that you can reach out to them, or do you want to just let them go and keep looking out here for those leads in cold calls? And the answer is you come back to Michelle. Michelle, how do they get a hold of you? Where should they look?
Well, they can, if they want to book a call because they're like, I need more information. You can go to michelleswinick.com, right? It's a Calendly link. But if you can't remember that, or for some reason you can't spell it, on my name's right there, michelleswinick.com, you go to savemyfreedom.us. That's our website. So then you could become that, then you could jump into my funnel. But if you want to keep it simple, look, I'm going to give you my phone number. 3601-301-3503. Okay. So if you're like, I can't really talk to you because I don't necessarily, I'm scared. That's okay. I don't bite, but you can text me. Text me. And
I
then
tried
I
to get her
say,
to bite the other day. She wouldn't do it. I'm not sure what that was all about.
he did try. He did try real good. So what you could, if you're like, I'm interested, but I want more information, you could book a call. Okay. You notice how every time I talk with my hands. So you think I'm Italian. I talk with my hand so the hand goes up. So I just keep lowering the hand. I will out zoom the Zoom. I will out tech the AI.
Okay, and
But
what's that
you can't
website again? Save
save my
My
freedom,
Freedom.
savemyfreedom.us, savemyfreedom.us, right? So they can go there. And the only otherwise I can give you another website, but it's just get into my world, okay? Because you can read the post and you'll get more information. And on the top, there's a header, okay? Because it's set up like a website. This is a Substack, but I set it up like a website. There's different headers. Click the first one that says leads, okay? Leads, and I put a dollar sign. I put a dollar sign, leads, and a dollar sign. All right. So click on that. That'll get you to the website, our website, so you have more information. But I'm going to be doing posts about it so you can get more information. But it's really, really simple, right? It's not really much to get your arms around. It's whether or not do you want the leads? Do you want the data? Right? Do you want the data? But again, if you want to call me or you can text me or you can book a call and then we could just knock it out and we can get you going. But let's just say you're like, Michelle, I don't have a ton of traffic on my website, but I want to buy some leads. Okay. Well, we have that. And what I want you to understand is the value of all this. We've kind of created a new category, intent and time-based lead generation. And why is it like that? Because this is the first time that you're able to then search for specific keywords of people looking for what you have and other criteria that are fresh. Okay, so we're giving you the data within 48 hours of these people clicking. And we're bringing it to you. So now that's the intent driven side. Okay. These people are actively looking for what you have to sell. So let's just put in looking for speakers. Okay. Let's just put somebody said looking for speakers. And then you wanted that because Steve's going to get some leads. Steve, like, I want to find out who's looking for speakers. So you put in looking for speakers, right? I'm just making this up. And then we put in other categories like a price range on how much they're charging, or we're putting in how much talk about demographics, how much income they have, right? So, or what they do for a living, the companies they work at. So all those key demographics. So with that, then we cross-reference the databases again with your specific information and your niche that you have asked for. Multiple keywords can be multiple keywords. So you narrow it down. And now we pop out and give you leads every 48 hours of fresh people. Okay, that's time-based, meaning these people are fresh. You've bought leads. I've bought leads before in the past, and they were months old, but they weren't necessarily as specific, right?
Can I interrupt?
Talk about that. No, please do.
I called one like a week ago. I'll say a week ago. And I called one and I said, hey, I'd like to talk to so-and-so. And they said, well, they haven't been here in over 5 years.
Oh.
Whoa, that's not a fresh lead, folks.
So because these lead companies know, and they charge a lot of money for these things,
Oh, yeah.
right? So these lead companies know that they can do this, and they've been doing it for years. So I bought leads. I think it was probably when I had my mortgage brokerage, which was 20 years ago. And I had the same problem that you just said. Okay. And I'm talking about people that are looking to do a loan right now or buy a house. They're kind of, the urgency's there. So I need somebody who's fresh. None of the leads were fresh. I was constantly on the phone with the company yelling at them, your leads suck, brr, 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 and I paid all this money. And it was like $100 a lead. It was crazy back in the day. Yeah, no, it was really expensive.
Yeah.
So, but the lead companies know that they got you. Okay. Because they know that you, the small to medium-sized business owners, don't have any other resources to get this. This is all, today is the game changer, okay? Game changer, because now we all can play on the same playing field as the big guys, which is only fair, right? Why should we be excluded? We're excluded from everything else. So you can actually change your business.
The real test of what you're looking for. You came to this podcast looking for help to build your business. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you 100%. What, when you hear Michelle and when you call her, when you contact her, however you want to reach out, you can text her, she'll text you back until you get a feel for something. And there's no high pressure because let's face it, you want more business. You get more business by getting fresh leads. You get more business by getting people who are looking for you. You get more business when people come to your website and then go, oh, I got to do this, because I don't know about some of you, but I've got 7, 8 things going. I've got this I got to do. I got social media that I have to post. I have to write this speech. I have to do this MC work. You know, I've got all these things going. And so I might get on a site and I go, and truthfully, it'll sit there for maybe a day. Because I've got 20.
Yeah, how many windows do you have open?
Yeah. And it'll sit there. And then I finally go back to it and I go, I don't have time for this. And I close it. That's one of those deals where I wanted the information, but then I got lost. How about you? Do you have people who get lost? Do you get lost? This is what Michelle has to offer. And I don't know what she charges. I haven't asked that, right? But I'll tell you what.
I'm proud of it. It's very low. So.
Go ahead. If you want to share that now, that's.
Yeah, no, I have no problem sharing that. And you can use that in comparison shop all you want. So it's unlimited leads that you would be getting, right? If you were doing the 90 to the put the pixel on your website, right? For $1,250 a month, $1,250 on a 3-month commitment. Now, I have spoken to quite a few digital digital marketing agencies in the past week. I have spoken to quite a few coaches, and they all said to me, the money that we spend on ads is more than what you're spending, what you're charging us for these leads.
Yeah.
And I said, they go, it's crazy. I don't know if I'm going to do another ad. I said, well, you kind of, just depending on what kind of traffic it is that somebody you're like, you might not need to. So you're spending all the money on the ads, or you do a blend, right? I'm not saying one or the other, but just use, you test run it, right? See what works best for you. You're spending all this money on the ad. They come to the site, 97% leave. You've already spent the money to get them there. So this is plugging the leak. I'm plugging the leak. I'm like a plumber. Okay. Not only am I the lead whisperer, I'm a plumber. You've got holes and your pipes are going like they got water coming from every direction. I'm just there plugging the leaks.
Well,
so
and I'm going to jump in
your pipeline. So you
and
I'm
going to jump in here again because I had somebody contact me last week and they kept bugging me. They said, "Hey, what do you think of my of what I offered? What do you think of my my thing that I sent you?" And I'm just like, I really I didn't get back to it. I was curious, but I didn't get back to it. So finally, after a couple nags, I went back and looked at it. And without what she just said, they said, I can get you leads. And it was like, if you want this many leads, and the cheapest they had was $6,000. Okay.
Say.
So 6,000 now, 1,250 for 3 months is less than
each
4,000.
month. So so it's
less than $4,000. So less than $4,000.
Thank you for the testimonial,
These are the people who are looking for you because you'll work with Michelle. She'll say, what do you do? How do you do it? What do you want? What do you want the people that looking for what? So like she said, people are saying, I'm looking to hire a speaker in the next 60, 90 days. And she puts that in her pixel thing and here and there, boop, here's 12 people. Now, I don't know what your ideal client is. I don't know how much your ideal client pays you, right, for your services. But we're getting more and more expensive. I used to be this much. Now I'm this much. Right? I used to charge $5,000 for a speaking hour. Then I went to $10,000 and now I'm at $20,000 for an hour speech, right? Why? Because everybody is getting $20,000. Now, not the new people. Don't misunderstand, right? You got to start off somewhere. But what I'm saying is, if you've got a product or service that is $3,000, $4,000, how many do you have to sell to pay for her services? One. You got to sell one, right?
I think
one
you can get
months.
one.
Do you think you can close one in 3 months? I'll bet you can. What if you close 10 in 3 months? Well, then you made 10 times as much money as she's charging you for her services. Oh my goodness. Michelle, how do they get a hold of you again?
I'm going to hold up my handy dandy sign. Okay. So this is me here, right? What are we doing? We're ready to 2.0 everybody's income, business, and life. So you can go to savemyfreedom.us, savemyfreedom.us, and you can call or text 601-301-3503. If you want to book a call, when you go to this website here, again, it's a Substack, but I set it up as a website. The first button you'll see in the upper left-hand corner says leads. Click on that, and then it'll take you to the website. If it says book a call, click on that, and you can book a call with me, okay? So depending on if you want to see more information. If you click the Rumble button, okay, there's a button that says Rumble. Rumble's the video platform.
Oh, if
you got a Rumble. We're ready. Are you ready? Are you ready to Rumble?
I just did a video about that, just so you know. Anyway.
Right. If you click the Rumble button and you go look at episode 387, okay, it's one that I just did last week. It's
387.
387, magical 387. It is an interview that I did with one of the partners of the company, which is AdRev, ADREVV, AdRev, right? Because you're getting AdRev. We go back and forth for like 25 minutes or so and explaining into detail more about both parts of this component, which is the pixel on the website and then the outside lead generation. So you're getting to pick and choose what kind of data you'd like to see because people are looking for what you want. Again, those are 48 hours fresh. And then there is a info video that we did from the company. So if you want more information, you can watch that video or like literally just contact me because you're ready to go. Again, Steve gave a great testimonial about pricing. Okay. When I looked at the pricing of these other companies, they have priced out the small to medium sized business owner because that's a lot of money. Okay. That's a lot of money to be spending. We priced it so we are there to help the little guy. And the little guy, medium-sized business, You're not so little. You're not
Yep,
so little,
and
guys, right?
we're going to tell you again, 1,250 for some people is like, that's still a lot of money. And I'm going to go back to, yes, it is. $1,250 is a lot to lay out on a wish and a prayer, right? But what are you doing if you're advertising? And a lot of people don't even advertise. They put it on social media and hope people will find them. They're not even advertising. So if you thought about it, all it takes in 3 months is to get one good lead that paid for that. Now, think of the exposure you'll get over that 3 months as you contact all of the people that you be in touch with. You may not have sold them. Maybe you're a terrible salesperson. Maybe you have no clue, but you will have reached out to 200, 300, 500 people who were fresh looking at your information or what you market or sell. That's vital, so that when you follow up, because you're going to have the information, as Michele said, you call them and you say, hey, I saw you were on my website. You email them, say, hey, I saw you on my website. And then you put them into your funnel, your CRM, as she said. You put them into your CRM, and every week you send them an email, and people go, that's a lot. People don't like that. I go, shut up.
Oh, you're kidding me? I get bombarded with some people that I've jumped on. That's not a lot.
Sometimes you'll get 2 and 3 a day from some people. I mean, the big names. I mean, the Gary Vaynerchuk's will send you stuff 2 or 3 times a day for the first couple 3 weeks, and then it drops down to only 1 a day, and it's every day. They don't let up. It can be a year. Finally, you have to go, I need to unsubscribe. The point there is they know what it takes to sell you something, and you need to learn from the experts. Michele is one of the gurus, one of the experts who can help you grow your business. Michele, we're out of time, but it's been fabulous. You have so much to offer to the folks who are listening. And boy, I hope we put a lot of people in front of you. She's holding up her sign.
I got that. See, this is the beauty of the sign. You don't have to have the graphics. You don't have to wait for Steve's experts to pop that in there. So you can contact me, 601-301-3503. Go to savemyfreedom.us. Subscribe to the Substack. But if you go on the tabs, if you say, Michele, I can't find you, or I don't know where to go, well, I got to work on that. I got to help you there first before you go ahead. I'm afraid that I don't want you talking to clients yet, right? So we're there. As Steve said, I'm there to help you. I'm there to help you 2.0 your income, your business, and your life. Grow your business. Yes, it's going to cost you a little bit, but think of it. What you're doing, is it working? Is it working? If everything is perfect in your business, you're not even watching the show because you know everything, which is okay. I would love to meet that one guy, okay? I'd love to meet that one guy. But in the meantime, let's work together. We've got solutions. Pick up the phone, book the call. You're watching the show. You're taking the first steps. Now let's take to the next steps, and let's literally get some revenue coming in, because every time that somebody goes to your website and leaves, there goes the cash out the door. So we're going to turn those clicks into clients, customers, and cash quickly, fast, okay? And it's possible. It's all possible. So thank you, Steve. I appreciate you allowing me to come on to help your audience.
And I love what she said. Clicks into clients, into cash. That's what it's all about. Folks, you've been listening to the Know, Like, and Trust podcast. It's been a pleasure. You can tell I've had a great time. I hope Michele has. And we're going to stay in touch because I have a lot to learn myself. So please make sure you call her at 601-301-3503, right? Text her, 601-301-3503. And if you're like most of us, we're now afraid of the phone. We just don't like the phone. We don't want to be sold. Text her. Start the conversation. Let's get it rolling so you can make a lot more money. I hope you've enjoyed the show. And if you need to reach me, first of all, I want you to reach up and click the subscribe button, because you can tell how valuable this has been. Click the subscribe button, because we have fabulous people on every single week. And then I want you to reach out to me, steve@stevesapato.com, if you have any questions about this show or how to make more money in your business. I hope you have a blessed day, everyone. Have a fabulous 2026. We're getting awful close to that by now, right, Michele?
Yeah.